Administration is. Today we found out that there's 858 immigrants that were granted citizenship from questionable countries of national security concern. We have thousands of individuals who have had their visas revoked because of suspected connections to terrorism, and we cannot find them in the United States. Yet President Obama and Hillary Clinton want to increase Syrian refugees by 500%.
There was a report, Marianne, I've got to go, I can't vet this tonight because it just came in very late. There was a report that about 900 people who have come to the United States from terror places cannot be found because they don't have their fingerprints, the fingerprint snafu or something like that. So,
right, but just quickly, Bill, on Brett's show, James Rosen found them, and they weren't funded to finish the fingerprint.
John Brennan has also said ISIS will infiltrate the Syrian refugees.
I didn't see Rosen, and I don't have time to do this, but we will do it. Ladies, thank you.
Thank you.
Plenty more ahead as the factor moves along this evening. Charles Krauthammer on whether the Obama administration has encouraged lone wolf terrorism by failing to be more aggressive against ISIS. Then later, little relief. Waters World goes to this
office. Whatever you think about the Bush decision to invade Iraq, but by the time Obama came in, Al-Qaeda in Iraq had been defeated, and beyond defeated, humiliated, because after all, the Sunni Arabs who rebelled against us after the invasion and joined with Al-Qaeda in Iraq, they turned around, they turned against Al-Qaeda, they joined us, the invader and the infidel, and defeated them. That was a total humiliation. They were essentially driven out of Iraq. When Obama came into office, he evacuated and left no Americans behind, which would have held the country together. Obama himself said it was stable when he left. And then when Al-Qaeda in Iraq reconstituted itself during the Syrian civil war, we know that Obama completely underestimated them. He called them the JV team. He did not take it seriously. He allowed it to grow, and then suddenly it swept across Syria and Iraq. That is simply historical fact. Now, finally, it took several years, very, very inspired, whether it's Al-Qaeda in the past or ISIS today. And to the extent that ISIS is around, strong, acting, and doing the propaganda it does, yes, that helps to encourage lone wolves.
Stein, travel to France to get a first-hand look at the terror damage there. He'll join us. Then Waters, go.
The O'Reilly Factor, the #1 cable news show for 16 years and counting.
Thanks for staying with us. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Personal story segment tonight. You may remember that over the summer, French priest was murdered by Muslim terrorists in his own church. That sparked more outcry against the jihad in France and around the world.
So that France, Belgium and Germany have very high Muslim populations and they have a lot of terrorism. When you're in Poland and the Czech Republic, they have very few Muslims, so they don't have terrorism. And the question for Europe, and I think for the United States a few years down the line, is whether you can contain this just by the big security state. I was on the beach at...
Go ahead.
Well, no, you can't. I mean, there are soldiers everywhere in France now, outside schools, shopping centres, railway stations. I was on the beach at Saint-Tropez, where the topless women have armed soldiers with automatic weapons patrolling between the topless women. It's a sad sight and it's an absurd sight. Ultimately, it's no solution.
Now, I heard you on the radio the other day saying that no longer in America can we even debate terrorism or anything else, because if you disagree with the left, they immediately demonize you as Islamophobic or anti-gay or anti-poor, whatever. You really believe that? You believe the debate is all gone?
Yes, I think that's true. I think essentially we're turning into one vast college campus where there is a correct view and alternative views are not permitted. I disagree with people. I like to disagree with people. So do you. Whatever your view on gay marriage or climate change or Islam, I like to discuss it. The left increasingly says we don't want to win the argument, we want to cancel the argument. And just this weekend, if you look at this fake outrage about Donald Trump declaring the New York event a bombing before it had been officially ruled a bombing, that is an attempt to shrivel the public discourse and prevent a diversity of views on Islam and immigration and terrorism. And if you notice, that's the classic left response now. Let's not debate your point of view, let's cancel your point of view.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think we're living in a totalitarian social environment right now. Any solution to it?
Right. Yeah, I think so. I think Trump in the last year has actually managed to expand the public conversation. And whether you agree with him or not on those issues, that's what we need. When we have people like Senator Whitehouse, for example, trying to criminalize dissent on climate change, that guy is actually unfit for office. Unfit for office.
All right, but you don't want to shut him down.
Rhode Island should be ashamed of that.
You don't want to shut him down, Mr. Stein. You want to debate him. So then we don't want to do what they do.
Right.
Right. Thanks for coming on.
That's
we
right.
appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Nice to see you. Waters on deck.